Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Good Company. As always, I am Dor, and today the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and set all of the rest of these items in our research area to go ahead and be researched because we have currently 27,000 points to go ahead and spend, and I don't think we're going to need that many for the other items here in the business development thing because we are going to be kind of locked up with the little spaceships, so that's going to take us a little while to go ahead and get. Let's go ahead and actually buy the battery table here, this guy here. That's going to allow us to go ahead and automate batteries, and then the rest of the science points here can go ahead and go toward the research. So we're going to go ahead and trigger all of these in motion here. All right, and with all of those things set, we're going to go ahead and hire in 4 people to go ahead and be our researchers. I'm going to go ahead and use employees to do this because it's quicker. We don't have to keep opening up our window and resetting the science points to be used to go ahead and do this. So we'll leave ourselves on the analysis desk for right now, but we'll go ahead and hire those people in for that. But we also have 1.6 million bucks to go ahead and spend right now. So we're going to go ahead and buy this building, right? This is the biggest building on the map right now. So we'll go ahead and do that. That's going to go ahead and open up a whole lot more space for us to go ahead and expand here. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and progress all 3 of our items here. We're going to deposit. We're going to progress all 3 of them. This is going to go ahead and make all of our, or I guess 4. We had 4 items that we already did. And we're going to progress them all. They're going to all be on level 4 so that when we go ahead and remake the blueprints right now, we're going to try and, like I said at the end of last episode, match all of them up with as many of the same pieces of equipment as we can to go ahead and get these things going. So let me go ahead and do the blueprints again. I went ahead and redid them once already, but that was in between episodes, and that was what we just went ahead and ranked up. So right now, if we go ahead and keep selling the thing that we're selling, we would need to go ahead and put a discount on the price, the product here, to go ahead and keep selling them as we're selling them. So let me go ahead and redo the blueprints. Okay, so with the blueprints done, I went ahead and sold everything. I sold all the tables, I fired everybody, I cleared all the pallets, sold as much as I can. This is all that we have left, a bunch of plastic formed things and the cases. Those are going to sell whenever they sell. We're not going to have to worry about those right now. So the thing I'm trying to figure out, right, is where exactly I want to go ahead and set this stuff up at. So this place I totally spaced out on purchasing. I forgot about buying that last episode. But we bought that, and then right now we just bought this one. So right here, I think I want to make this area my main production hub, right? When we start getting into the automation of things, I want to go ahead and use this building to go ahead and do that. So what we're going to go ahead and do is start that process here. So we are going to go ahead and plop down a courier pallet. This is going to be basically just raw products coming in. I don't care if the workers can get to it or not, the little thing in the front of it, because all we're going to have is the stuff that's being automatically delivered coming to this pallet here. So taking a quick look at the recipes that we need 7 batteries in total for the items that we're making, right? If we're making one every whatever day, I guess, we would need 7 batteries coming in to meet the requirement for the tables. So we need to go ahead and, if we're going to go ahead and automate it, we need to have multiples of these machines down. So like I was saying, we're going to automate as much as we can here, but we can only actually automate a couple things fully, like the batteries, for instance. If I can remember what button it is, this button here, right? We can only automate the initial battery that we need a little bit here. We can automate this guy because all it needs is chemicals, and then if we go ahead and go into the second one, we need these things coming in. So we do still need a worker making those. We don't currently have the automated table to make those. So we can go ahead and automate the original battery. And I believe there's one more thing we can automate too, which is, I think, the circuits for the most part, because we have these things automated already. We need these things still being made by a worker. So a couple of these things we will have in these setups. We'll just have a shelving unit behind them, arming the stuff into them, is kind of how I'm thinking we'll go about doing this. So let me go ahead and get cracking here. So for the original battery, right, since all it needs is chemicals, we'll go ahead and do that. And we will have it coming out with the conveyor arm, which I believe is this guy here. We need this thing. Removing it from here, we're going to have chemicals in this thing, the original chemicals, and I think they come in stacks of 50, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to have it remove the entire stack at once. I don't like that it did that. Let me remove that. Yeah, I don't want this thing auto picking anything because I want to be able to remove stuff if I need to. So let me actually set that myself. Disable the buy order. There we go. And let's do that again here. So plop that guy back. Close those screens. And chemicals, 50. Cool. So to go ahead and start here, we're only going to go ahead and place down 2 of these. So for right now, we'll go ahead and do this, right? We'll fill up this thing entirely of chemicals. And we'll make this as sync so people know. We're not going to really have the logistic people delivering to this regardless. It's going to be arms if it allows me to do this. And so we'll do something like that. And then we're going to need an arm in between these two. So I believe we need this guy again. And then I think we might need it going into this one. I'm not too sure on that though. But we'll do that for right now. And we'll see if it actually pulls. And if it does, cool. And then if not, then we know we need to adjust that really quick. So I actually re-enabled the buy thing. I kind of regret not having the chemicals on us now. So let's see. If we do that, we'll get chemicals in. It didn't seem like it put it in here, so that's already not great. And yeah, that one didn't do it either. Okay, so we do need the other arms in between these guys. And I believe this is how we can also have stuff going on and off of a conveyor belt. I think I tried this before. And I figured that out in between episodes. I just forgot about it. So that should do the trick, right? That's going to put it in there, and then it's going to put it in that one. Okay, cool. So now that that works, right, we have the space to go ahead and put down 2 of these things. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's get the battery machine here. I believe we can do that. And select this guy and this guy. That's going to be outputting the OG battery. And I believe we can get away with just using one of the green ones to go ahead and grab and place it into this thing over here, I believe. So we'll also need chemicals coming out of this. Or actually, takes items and places them onto a conveyor belt. So yes, I think this thing counts as a conveyor belt because you have to conveyor belt stuff into it. So hopefully that's the case. Actually, why am I doing 50? We don't need 50. We need singles. Let's do singles so that it's keeping up with it and it's not creating a backlog, hopefully. So then if we unpause, it is making the batteries. There we go. So that works. Then we can have that thing going ahead and grabbing from it and putting it into a container. Right, another one of these guys. And are these things big enough to reach across all of that? No, a little short. But we'll go ahead and use the triple stack shelving so that we have plenty of batteries backlogged. And then if we need workers to go ahead and interact with the shelving unit, we can go ahead and have them just squeeze their way in there and grab stuff instead of using the single one here and then not having any room for them to grab anything out of it. So we'll do that and another one here. And I think we'll make this one the source so that the workers can go ahead and grab if they do need to grab, if I have to kind of squeeze things around a little bit here and there. So we'll do that. That way we have 9 shelves, or no, I can't count. We have 6 shelves full of the original batteries here. And then we can go ahead and kind of automate the second tier of the battery because we still need the other type of chemical being produced. And I can't really squeeze it in here all that much other than maybe having the worker manually bring the chemical stuff over. But then we kind of block off that walkway there. We can do one battery back here, kind of how we have that one set up. But then we won't have a worker be able to get to the shelving unless we do the bigger shelving again. So we're actually going to go ahead and change this around immediately before we go ahead and get too far into it. We're going to go ahead and use one of these big shelves, right? We're going to use one of these. Set it to chemicals, just how we set the other one. Fill it up all the way as we can so it's not auto putting random stuff in there. We're going to make that a sink, and same thing, right? We're going to plop it here, and that way we can go ahead and squeeze these things tighter together. I don't think there's any maintenance or anything right now as it is in the game. Maybe sometime in the future they'll add some type of maintenance requirement to keep these things rolling. But from what I can see on the other little automated thing we set up already on the circuits, we don't have anything to do with these machines. Once you place them down, they run and they're good. So we'll have 3 of these guys, right, making the batteries, right? And I think that'll, oops, we have that one facing the wrong way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was definitely facing the wrong way. There we go. So we just go ahead and put chemicals back on these guys, and we're good. And that way we have 3 of these machines making the batteries, right? And we need to go ahead and scooch the other arm over, like so. And I guess, you know what, we can actually take this and scooch it so where it's all in one shelving unit like that. And then we'll do the same thing over here where the other thing can be. Let's actually place this out here for right now. We'll go ahead and make this one the battery sink, just how this shelving unit is here, like so. So then we can go ahead and plop that over here. Okay, so we're not going to actually put it up there. We're going to go ahead and rearrange this rack. So we'll just use this one since we just set it up, right? We'll take out the 9 batteries and make it the source. And then what we'll do is we'll have the metal coming into this, and we'll make it have, what does the tier 2 battery need actually? Let's plop one of these guys down so we can see the recipe. And we need one battery. So let's actually make it, let's make it 2 stacks of this stuff so that we have plenty of steel in there. Make it the sink. And then we need the other stuff coming in here, which is the chemical compound. So I guess we don't actually need that much space. We might actually add the other batteries back. Let's do that. We'll have 4 slots dedicated to the other stuff here. So we'll have 2 for the steel, and then 2 more for the other type of chemical. Okay, so with some back and forth there, I decided to go ahead and have 3 of the chemicals, 2 of the steel, and we should be fine with the pace of that needing to be kept up there. So we'll go ahead and plop that one there. That should be fine. We can put those batteries in there because we don't need them. Then, since the shelving over here is going to be full of chemicals anyways, we can go ahead and double dip on there. We can go ahead and plop down a chemical station, right? And we'll plop it down where, let's see, we'll plop it here. Yeah, we'll plop it here. And then we'll have a shelving unit in between the 2 of them. We might actually have to move that one a little bit. We'll kind of see here in a second. And that way they are taking the chemicals from here. Actually, would it really matter? I don't think it would. Take the chemical. Actually, yeah, we'll move it around. We'll plop one of these guys here. We'll plop one of those. We'll make this one have 3 chemical, and then the rest of this can go ahead and be the other stuff that we need. So source, destination. And then we can go ahead and plop it here, right? How we have this guy set up, we can have it taking the stuff out of this and putting it into the machine here. Okay, actually taking a look at the shelves here, they can only be accessed by one side. So having the worker set up like this, I don't think it'll work as fast as I think, right? Because then one of the employees would have to keep going around the shelving unit to go ahead and put stuff in. So I went ahead and swapped it back to the original one thing. And then we can go ahead and do this, right? We can have the chemicals getting picked up and put back into the shelving unit like that. So that way these guys have a buildup of those things as well. And then we also need to set the arm to go ahead and do it. So how much does this actually make at a time? 5. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll have 5 going in at a time, so it's taking a full stack hopefully. Or I guess 10 at most. Is probably what's going to be in there at any given point. So then we can also do the same thing here that we did with the other carrier pallet, which is have it go, we'll have it go there for right now. Is this always set? No. Is this thing setting stuff that's not supposed to be? No. So we need steel, and that's it. Steel coming in, and then same thing here, same with the little arms, boom, and boom. So we need this thing taking stacks of 50. Whoop. And that should be fine. Filling up this thing. And then we need, which one of these arms? We need the green arm coming out of this. So let's just go ahead and do that for right now. And then if we take a look at the recipe here, we need 1 steel, 1 battery, and 2 chemicals. So we need to go ahead and set that up on these arms so that it's not grabbing more than it needs, because it won't put it into the machine and then it'll backlog and just cause issues, right? So we need 1 of those, 1 of the other batteries, and then 2 of the chemicals. Right. Let me just double check. 1, 1, and 2, 1, 1, and 2. Yep. Then we can go ahead and plop down the battery things like so, and just go ahead and select those to be crafted. And that should be the entire battery line done, right? We have the steel coming in, we have the original batteries being made, or tier 1 batteries going into the tier 2 batteries, the chemicals being produced, and I believe that's the battery line done. We just need these things then to go into a rack over here like so, and we'll just go ahead and fill this thing up as well to just carry nothing but batteries. We'll make this the source so that the employees can come grab, and then I believe the arrows mean it can grab from that side. So we'll just leave it like that, and hopefully the employees can grab from this side. If not, we have to flip it around, but I guess we'll see that when we get to it. And then we just go ahead and plop down the arms, and there we go. The entire battery line is pretty much done. Should be, at least, I hope. And then we need the other stuff now, so let me go ahead and see, because we need the tables for some of the stuff. And I think the other things we can make, the batteries are done. We don't need any more of those machines. It's just these guys. So we have the circuits already being made, the circuit boards. We need the small registry bank. We need the monophone speaker being made from this thing. And we need the logic circuit being made from this thing. And there's also the simple AM radio link, but we have to basically make a table for the other 2 items. So I feel like we should probably just use an employee for that right now until we can automate some other parts of that task. So that's probably what we'll do. So we need this guy making those, and then the other guy needs to be making these, and then everything else requires a table. So there's really not a whole lot of automating we can do for these guys. We have these things being made. Those can come in from a storage thing or a purchase thing. Those are a table. And then purchase thing, tables. Okay, so let me go ahead and set these guys up as well. We'll have a pallet somewhere over here, I guess. Do they both need these circuits? They both need circuits. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll have that there. We'll have this guy requiring circuits from the other room. So with these 2 machines, we'll go ahead and kind of semi-automate them a little bit here. We'll have the items that they require going into one of these guys. We'll use the single shelf for right now. We'll probably up that to the double or triple at some point, maybe, kind of depending. But we need the circuits, we need the integrated going into this, and then for this guy here, we need the plastic that is formed into something. So then we'll just go ahead and up all of those by 1, make them all sinks, and that should be that, right? And then we'll just need multiples of these shelves for each thing. And then for the other one, it's pretty much the same thing, right? Those 2 and then just normal plastic. So let's go ahead and set that one up as well. That, and normal plastic. And then boom, right? That's that squared away. And then we can go ahead, like I said, just automate this a smidge. I don't want to unpause the game, my bad. We'll put it here so that the employee can get in behind it to go ahead and place the things in there. You know what? It just hit me now. Why would we only want to squeeze one of these in when we already realized we can squeeze these in with triple shelves? So that's what we're going to do. My bad. Let me go ahead and rearrange that really quick. Okay, so I went ahead and set those up, right? We're going to try 2 machines right now and see if they're able to keep up with our demand. And if not, we'll go ahead and add on little segments like this. That's really all we can use. The triple stack shelving unit is too close together to actually squeeze 3 of these in tight like that. So we'll go ahead and just leave it with 2 for right now. That's going to run fine. We have the input on the back side, the output on the front here. And then everything else that we're going to set up right now is basically just tables. And we've seen tables a few times already, so I don't want to do that again. So let me just go ahead and smash out the rest of the requirements for our machinery, or not our machinery, our products here. And we'll be right back, and hopefully this will be fully automated and running as smoothly as possible here. So we should have this completely set up now. We have it all in one factory except for this guy over here. And we should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause it. We can't actually hire in everybody right off the bat. There is a limit to how many people you can hire. So we have to wait until this thing spawns back. So now we can fill in a few more of these positions, and now it's empty again. I don't know if this is somewhere on the screen that we can actually see that nobody is available for hire, but it only lets you buy a couple, and then it locks it again. See? So yeah, there we go. At least we're going to take a second here. We're going to run into the negative because we don't have logistic employees in this building to deliver stuff. So let me actually probably prioritize that before we finish hiring the rest of the workers. So at least the shelvings are getting filled up and stuff like that. And I think we'll put 4 people on here to start. We'll probably need more than 4 because it's a big warehouse. But I think 4 will be a decent start to see how much more we need from that. Same thing with these guys. Let's go and fill in the rest of these tables so at least the stuff's getting produced. I think that's all the tables except for the manufacturing tables or the assembly tables. And that should be good. There we go. We got a couple more we can go. I'm going to go ahead and change around our research area too. I'm going to set that first initial building as our main researching bay thingy. So we have a bunch of science points coming in. So hopefully we're able to complete some of these company goal things. And I think we can go ahead and leave this stuff be. So are they interacting with this one is the question. If that one's not getting batteries pulled out of it, then we know the rest of these are all wrong because I'm not too sure which way the arrows are supposed to be facing for the employees to interact with the big racks. While this is running, I'm going to go ahead and actually set up our science thing over here. So actually before these get sold, totally forgot I had those over here. Before they get sold, I'm going to go ahead and plop them into these guys. So that way we have some stuff ready to go. And that'll be kind of good. This guy can go now. We're going to change the research thing over, right? We're going to let them finish processing these, and we're probably going to go ahead and swap it on over to the polished case. That is the highest science thing we have currently. We are researching everything else, but we don't have anything else right now. So currently the highest tier thing is those cases. We can actually set up a tiny little building thing for it. So we can have our workbench down, right? And we're going to be making these guys. And basically, we just need 3 of these workbenches, right? We need 1 making the wood, we need 1 making a wooden case, and we need 1 making this. So 3 of these workbenches, and we can have these cases being made, basically. So we'll do that into the case and into that. And I believe that's all we need, right? We can buy these 2 items. We need another one for the screws, and that's it. So I think it's this table as well. For the screws, yeah. Oh, actually, no. We need another one for the pipes now because we need the pipes to make the screws. And that should be that, right? So screws and pipes. I'm not selecting the other table. There we go. So that's that. And then we'll rearrange this in a second, but for the most part, that's it, right? And then we can have the cases being the ones that are being researched instead of these display units now. But once they're done with that, that's probably going to be for a little while longer. We have a lot left in the rack, and then we have a lot in our inventory. So I'm not going to worry too much about hiring in employees for that thing yet. How are things going over here? So we got our employees working now. Everybody has error things above their head. So why don't we actually go ahead and hire in maybe another 2 logistic people inside, and hopefully they get things moving a little smoothly. Do we have anything going into these racks at all? We do not. Do we have a buildup of batteries? We have a buildup of batteries, so that makes me think that the shelving is facing the wrong way because our people aren't taking it out of there at all. So what if we face it that way? Are they going to come grab? There we go. Now they're grabbing. Okay, so they are facing the wrong way, so that means these guys are facing the wrong way. These guys are facing the wrong way. Which way did we just face this? Because there we go. Okay, yeah, so it's facing the right way now. These guys are dealing with raw products, so I'm not worried about those. And we got to flip all of these around because they're all facing the wrong way. Okay, cool. So at least we kind of learned that quick, and we didn't lose too much money just hanging out there. And that should fix everything. Everything should be right. Our thing here isn't running. Why is this thing not running? Let me redo the conveyor belt. Maybe that's what's the issue, because it looks like there's a separation here for some reason. That seemed to fix it. We also only have 1 running right now. I disabled the other one when we had all the tables set up, and it was able to keep up with our demand. So I'll turn on the second one if we need it, but for right now, it seems like the single unit is still able to keep up with what we're running, so I'm going to leave it be for now. And hopefully these guys can go ahead and get things rolling a little smoother. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit of time here and see if we can go ahead and start turning a profit again, because we are losing quite a bit of cash right now. Yeah, we're losing 80 grand a day, so, or I guess a day? I don't know what that is. But we're losing a lot of money regardless. So I'm going to let this process a little faster. I might actually hire in another logistic person, and we'll leave it there for right now. But yeah, let me fast forward a little bit here and see if we can go ahead and start turning out some products. Okay, so we are running pretty well right now. I went ahead and hired in an employee, one for each shelf. So we have 25 shelves they have to interact with. So I went ahead and hired in 26 just to have one extra guy running around. We are staying in the profit pretty well right now. So I went ahead and changed out the pallets over here as well to go ahead and have one item in each thing, because we were maxing out the pallets there for a second. Maybe not now. Maybe we had a backlog of something that was keeping it producing as much as it was, but we separated it out into single pallets there for each item. Some of the things are already backlogging, like the blue circuit board thing. We don't need a lot of those. We just need one, but it makes 3 every cycle. So some of these things we might need to double up on. Again, we might need a couple of these guys, maybe another 2 sets of these. I believe the plastic casing guys might need one as well, but I think they might be fine. I think the main drawback right now is these guys, because so much stuff uses these. I think the integrated circuit boards, yeah, we need 40 of these things being made and used. So we only have 4 of these guys down. I think they only make 10 each. So we should kind of be keeping up with the demand, but every now and again, these guys do kind of stop because they require the electronic parts, which I think we kind of fixed by having so many employees working. But yeah, we cut into our profit margin just a smidge there, but we are doing just fine right now. Like it completely snapped back and is working kind of as intended. So hopefully we're able to go ahead and automate more of this, kind of fire off some more employees so we don't have to be paying them. Hopefully something like with these guys eventually, when we get some more of the rocket ship icons here, we can go ahead and buy in a couple more of these guys. We did complete another one of those, so let's set it to I don't know which one of these things we should be doing, to be honest. So I guess we'll try this one and see if we're able to do it. The science one probably isn't going to get completed in an episode. We're probably going to have that completed when we change out this stuff to go ahead and start using the cases instead, is when that's probably going to tick over to actually complete that. But we'll leave that be. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode there. We have a new factory. Everything's in this one alone. Eventually, we'll probably go ahead and re-separate this stuff out. I just wanted to go ahead and have everything in one building to cut down on logistic employees bringing the stuff back and forth, kind of like these guys are. We don't need 2 of them doing that, so we can actually fire one of them, kind of cut cost a little bit there. And then same thing with the employees on the inside here. We probably don't need 26 of them distributing the stuff here, but it does kind of seem like we need more than that, because the electronic parts that are being delivered are still not keeping these guys from going idle. That's the main thing right now. So yeah, we'll probably have to add more. We probably won't. I don't know. But we'll leave it running from here on out. And next episode, we'll probably have the display stuff done in the research area, so we can go ahead and I'll go ahead and just have this thing running by the time next episode rolls around. And then we'll hopefully have a bit more of the science stuff done. And we can probably start the process of completing a new product here instead of these 4 that we keep bouncing between. And we can hopefully get some of that stuff going. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.